Hey everybody, welcome back to Chortle Cast. I'm one of your hosts, from Jake. Sorry. I as I'm doing this intro, Steven sends a message in our private chat, and I'm like, I know I changed the title. I know I changed the title to this thing. I'll change it, Steven. I'll change it. I'm also joined by the Stream King, the Far Cry guy, the man who likes to distract me while I'm doing the goddamn intro, Steven.
To be fair, I sent that message before the intro was done. Also,
I'm not looking at the screen.
Can I say how much I love it that we now have a new channel record for how fast we've gotten to you stumbling over yourself?
It doesn't take long.
We've done this for a long time, but in all our years, I don't think you've ever forgotten. That's not true. You have forgotten your name before, maybe twice.
So you want me to change it to listing? Listing?
No, I would say Star Wars creatures tier list or something like that, just because tier list has
better SEO.
I think so.
I understand. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Well, we're also joined tonight by the sickest dude in video games, who is in fact healthy. We call him Big Jerem, but his name's Jeremy. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, man?
Yeah, a little channel insight. Jeremy's not actually sick all the time. He doesn't have that many germs.
I'm kind of healthy.
Yeah.
He's sick in the sense like he's cool, yo. You know what I mean? Like that was sick, dog. Yeah? Like a skater. No?
Yeah.
Jeremy, would you say you're more goth than skater?
No.
How would you define yourself?
I did BMX growing up, so I'm not a skater, but
on a scale of skater to vamp kid, where do you where do you fall?
I just don't like hate. God,
freaking posers.
Freaking posers. I don't like labels, okay?
Well, we don't like labels here either, because this is Chortlecast, the official podcast of Chortle Games.
Literally just spent like 10 minutes giving us labels.
I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, maybe we do like labels. Where we talk about video games, TV shows, movies, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. And occasionally, we sometimes do tier lists and other fun things like that, which is what we're doing tonight. We're going to be doing a tier list of most of a thorough list.
A lot
Steven said.
A lot
of Star Wars
big.
Creatures. So
non-sentient creatures.
Thank you. I was just about to jump in and say non-sentient
These are
Star Wars creatures. What we would consider animals in the Star Wars universe. We're going to be ranking all of those, so strap in. It's going to be a fun ride. Steven has compiled a nice little list for us. But before we do that, we're just we're going to let the people come in. We're going to just chill. We're going to let Steven get his list set up properly here.
So in the amount of time before we talk about that, in the amount of time between us hitting go live and now, I checked to see if Aliens Fireteam Elite had an update in the past amount. So Jake, this is less for you, more for Jeremy, but I thought it was really cool, so I'm going to say it because that's what the podcast is for.
It's anything we want to talk about.
Yeah, anything we want to talk about. There is a update for Aliens coming out tomorrow.
What?
Like really good timing. April 19th. It has 4 new weapons, loadout presets, which is nice, 15 new perks, 14 new cosmetics, 11 new challenge cards, and a new kit called the Lancer. It is a character that specializes in holding the line, so they get a bonus for staying still or in cover, and their first ability is a particle laser that they fire over their shoulder that pierces everything but terrain.
Yep.
So it looks really cool.
That sounds dope.
Yeah. So we need to
Steven,
get in on that.
Aliens.
Yep.
Do I have access to that somehow?
You don't.
You'd have to buy it.
It's very good though.
It's a fun game.
It's a fun third-person shooter.
There's not a whole lot of content for it, but
yeah.
Fun.
I've never been much in the Aliens franchise, but I've heard nothing but good things about the game. So
I'm not even into Aliens.
It as a standalone shooter is better than it as an Alien game, to be honest.
Yes.
Well, there you go. There you go. I like it.
Although it's better as an Alien game than Colonial Marines was. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, that's no.
We don't go there. We can talk about anything we want, but that. Well, cool. Well, while we're on gaming, does anybody want to talk about what they've been playing? Jeremy, you said you jumped back into Days Gone earlier.
Yeah.
How are you liking jumping back into it? Do you have any?
The gameplay was always like fun to me, but the story is still just it's so bad.
So, did you ever beat it?
No.
How far did you get? And it's long. Like
Yeah,
it keeps going.
I
Longer than
no
it should.
idea, honestly. I just traveled to Lost Lake.
Okay. All right.
I don't know where that is in the story, but
you're believe it or not, you're about midway.
That's what I figured. I was about halfway, but
it's
just the dialogue between characters. Crystal was watching me play earlier, and when you get to Lost Lake, you have to talk to Iron Mike, the head guy there, and he's like, "Walk with me," and then you walk from the building to the water, and there's like no conversation between you guys. Like I was expecting this big thing of like, "What are you doing back here?" Like I told you next time I'd kill you, or next time I saw you that I'd kill you, and it was just him being like, yes, you're back." And then at the end of it, he's like, "I have to think. You can leave now." And I was just like, right.
The gameplay is so fun, and like taking on all the hordes is really, really fun, and I enjoy that. The motorcycle stuff is awesome, but yeah, you're right. The story could have used a little bit more time to cook in the oven. Yeah. There's some great payoffs that happen, but I don't think any of them were earned. Like, I could tell you some moments that are like, oh, that's really cool, but like living through it, it's like, okay, but why? Like, why did we do this? Like, I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything for you because you're nowhere near any of them, but there's some interesting moments in there. Steven, did you ever play Days Gone?
No, I own it, and it's always been on my list, but I only own it because the Classics collection.
Right, yeah.
The flashbacks feel very useless. Like, there was one that I just did that you're standing on top of the tower that you live at, and he's just like overlooking the mountain, and then he's like, "Oh God, what was it?" And it's a flashback of him walking around with Sarah, and she shows him how to pick lavender.
And that's like what he uses to make potions or craft whatever the heck it is.
He makes like tea to heal like burns. But it took like 15 to 20 minutes just to walk behind her, and like they were just rambling, being like, "Oh, very playful." Like
very
she bent over to pick up a lavender, and he's like, "I already know what I want." Yeah.
My favorite out of context line from that game is when they get married, and she says, in her vows, she says, "As long as you promise to ride me as much as you ride that motorcycle," or something like that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's an actual line. Now, the again, talking about payoffs that like, is this good? I don't know. Like, I kind of get what they were trying to do here. Yeah. When that calls back to, I forget exactly how, but that calls back to like their first time meeting each other.
Yeah.
And I think it was that she was like, "I would never date or be with a guy who rode a motorcycle or whatever." Anyway, I don't know. Just it's strange. All of that could have used a little bit more time in the oven.
For sure.
When's the last time we got a well-written zombie game? Don't say Last of Us Part 2 because it's not.
I was gonna say Part 1, to be honest with you, but
I mean, that's the last one that I can think of that's like actually, like, when you think of it, you think of the story.
As far as great narrative, yes. I would say Dying Light had a decent story, like the original.
Dying Light got the job done, but like,
and that's the thing, is it gameplay? It was more about the gameplay with that game, where Last of Us was, you were very like engrossed in the story.
Right.
Yeah. I'm so excited for the TV show.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
I
have liked everything I've seen Pedro Pascal in, just about. So I have a lot of faith in him to do a good job. But also just like we just said, like, you play Last of Us for the story. You play Last of Us 2 for the gameplay, I would say. But
or you just don't play Last of Us 2.
Or just don't play. Just maybe skip that one. Who knows?
But that's the thing, though. Like, Last of Us 1 is following Ellie and Joel again. And one of the reasons Last of Us 1's story was so effective is because we were placed in the shoes of Joel, and the actions that we took, we and Joel both took. So if they're just going to mirror the story that we've already experienced, then what's the point?
I have a feeling they're going to deviate a little bit, because a lot of things that worked really well in the game, like we talked about in our what do we used to call those things? Backwards forward compatible. When we did our forward compatible, and we talked about how like the vaulting Ellie over things, how that was like later on at the end of the story, that was like that ended up being a story mechanic and not just a gameplay mechanic.
Right.
Like obviously they can't do things like that. Or they could, but like I don't even know that anyone would notice. Like it wouldn't hit you as hard as it did as a game. So obviously they're gonna have to do some different things. But speaking of zombie games that we're excited about, Steven, I'm gonna call it Days Gone, because that's what I keep thinking of in my head. The day before. Thank you. When does
I thought about that?
Do we have a date on that?
We had one. It was in May. I thought about that like yesterday. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
That would be a perfect May game.
June 21st.
Oh, okay, that works.
That works. That worries me, because this game, like the way they talk about it, it's going to be like the most ambitious zombie game we've ever gotten. We've seen one, maybe two gameplay trailers for it, and it looks like it is going to overpromise. And that worries me, because I also know nothing about the developers working behind it.
Right. I hope it's good. That's going to be a good one. I was actually just looking at. I was looking to see if this is on PlayStation, but have either of you heard of Lake? It's an indie game. It was on Xbox Game Pass. You play as like a woman who leaves her big city job to go back to the town she is from, the small town that she was from, and she becomes the mail lady for the town for a little bit. And so you're just delivering mail, and it's supposed to be like a story game.
Lady,
a female,
a female person. Anyway, I was like, that might be, since we're in kind of a lull, I was like, that might be the game I circle back to after I platinum Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But
well,
anyway.
since Jeremy talked about Days Gone, I figure I should talk about something. I have two gaming things. I'll talk about the first one.
Joe in the chat is asking what is behind me, and yes, it is a sound absorption panel that I bought to put behind me. I did it because in my day job, I was making video stuff, and I just realized that it probably is weird that there's a Keyblade in this video about taxes and revenue recognition and all these other really like business level things. And I was like, yeah, a Keyblade is probably not the best thing to have behind me. So I bought the sound paneling, and then I've just been using it because it's just I've been leaving it in place. I think it makes the room sound a little bit better, but I don't know. Y'all tell me. What you got, Steven? I'm sorry.
About your sound paneling or the thing I was going to
It sounded like you were about to go somewhere, and then I just interrupted you. I mean, you got any thoughts on my sound panel?
I don't. It literally means nothing to me. The first thing, there's a game that I've been looking at for a while that has just never gone on sale. I think it was on Game Pass. I just never got around to playing it. Pathway. It went on sale on Switch for $2.
Pathway. That sounds so familiar, but I don't.
You might be thinking of Pathless.
I remember Pathless. That's the bow and arrow game that was kind of a letdown.
Pathway is a top-down, turn-based, tactical kind of roguelite. I guess it's a rogue. Yeah, I would call it a roguelite. But it's basically Indiana Jones / The Mummy, kind of like Strange Brigade a little bit, where you have your team of adventurers and you choose who your starting group is, and you're like driving around the desert in your Jeep, like picking where you go, and as you go, you stumble across random events and stuff. It's really cool. It's a fun little game. Definitely worth the $2.
I like it. I like it.
What was that called?
Pathway.
Okay.
$2 on Switch. The other thing, I haven't played it yet, but we became a No Man's Sky channel for a little while. But the new update sounds pretty dang cool.
The Outlaws.
How much have you read about it?
I have read nothing, but from what I understand, they overhauled space combat, and they added new space stations that are like black market space stations and stuff like that.
Basically, this update allows you to be a space pirate.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I don't know if they overhauled the space combat, but they definitely updated it.
Yeah.
Let me do some reading here because I got it pulled up on Steam. Outlaw stations. Outlaws have taken over space stations all across the galaxy. Outlaw systems are dangerous, lawless places with frequent conflict. But this all represents an opportunity for players with an eye for raiding passing starships, so you can raid starships now. A new series of missions leads players towards pockets of rebellion where they'll find an underworld offering pirate missions, black market technology, and a chance to acquire valuable goods illegal elsewhere in the galaxy. Like-minded players can even acquire a forged passport that will allow them to bypass the authorities. That's super cool.
That's awesome.
Solar starships. With unique solar-powered sail and sleek bodywork, this is the vessel of choice for those looking to speed between the stars. I don't know if you saw that in the trailer. Did you watch the trailer for it, Joe?
I saw some ship that it was moving and shifting gears.
It had shifting parts and had a sail. I assume that's what this is.
I love
the
sails
solar ship
on spaceships.
Oh, is this a new type? Oh, so it's not just it's a ship archetype, I think. Maybe the solar ship is the first new starship since the start of 2020. So I assume that means new type, but they may just not have had it.
You did say they have a sail, right?
Yes.
Ooh, Treasure Planet.
Yeah, kind of.
That's a big.
So look
that's
forward
a big
to scouring the galaxy for the
perfect
version to match your existing fleet. The maximum number of ships has been increased to 9 from 6, so that's good news for me. Smuggling. Illegal goods can be purchased in the outlaw systems and be smuggled out for a significant profit. A smuggler's life is dangerous. The Sentinels are on the lookout for contraband, and discovery is only a cargo probe away. I don't like that cargo probe. That makes me uncomfortable.
I don't like getting probed.
Cargo inventory,
especially in my cargo, if you know what I'm saying.
All players, not just
most
smugglers.
Cargo room, but
all players will benefit from the addition of specialist cargo inventories to all starships. These high-capacity slots can store large quantities of cargo, and storage-hungry players can unlock extra slots from the ship upgrade terminal found on all space stations. That's good. Squadrons. What?
Nothing. Good.
Okay. Squadrons. This part has me really excited. Players can now recruit and upgrade their own wingmen. Collect your perfect set of ships and pilots. Each pilot comes with their own abilities and can be upgraded over time to improve their combat ability. So AI fleet, like starfighter fleets.
Gotcha.
So teammates, basically.
Yeah. Well, my question is, I guess this all sounds very planetary based, but I'm wondering if they'll follow you into space stations and help you find and stuff like that.
Something that I saw is that you're there's a screenshot here of a settlement getting raided from spaceships. So you might be doing on planet aircraft battles. And
is this update already out? It's already out, right?
Yeah, it came out last week, I think. So this may be a stream for the week.
That's what I was gonna say.
So squadrons, space combat has been overhauled for speed and excitement. Handling has been improved, thank God. That's been a complaint of mine. Weapons have new visual effects, and enemy starships now have shields. Okay. Depth has been added to weapon selection with a variety of specialist secondary effects, such as slowing enemy engines or disabling shield systems. That's so cool. That makes me think of way back in the day, Star Wars Battlefront 2, where in space battles you could target the different functions of starships to disable their engines or shields and stuff like that.
Right.
That's really cool. Ship-to-ship combat can now occur within a planet's atmosphere, and pirates may raid your settlements.
Subscribe to Chortle Gamestown is going to be...
Subscribe to Chortle Gamesville. Or did we go back to the full name, Jeremy, or are we still Subchorgaville and all that stuff?
I think you went back to the full name.
Okay.
I like the full name better.
Okay. Ship combat can now occur. Okay, blah, blah, blah. For those who find space combat difficult, flight accessibility has been significantly improved with the new auto follow mode. That's cool. So there's an autopilot, so you can just focus on shooting, I guess.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, that's the update.
Sounds
and
awesome.
It really doesn't feel like that long ago that we got the Sentinel update.
Yeah, I remember when this came out, and I guess really you showed it to me first that they had done an update. I was just like, didn't the other one just happen? And for me personally, this is becoming a game that it's like, at this point, like I'll never catch up. And so it's like, do I even want to continue? But I don't know. I love it. This all sounds awesome.
See, that's the thing about this game. It's kind of like Avengers for me, where when I play it, I'm really enjoying it. But I also am fully aware that it's the kind of game that I'm going to put down for a while. But I know that it's going to come back, and then I'm going to play it again. And they've been they've been doing a really good job, or at least with these. Like, I don't know how the updates were delivered before Sentinels, but Sentinels was really big, and this feels really big to where, like, I'm excited to jump back in. I'm going to be a space pirate. I'm not following the law anymore. I'm going to live on the fringe.
I'm done. I'm done.
My settlement is literally on the moon. Like,
it is.
Good luck finding me.
From what I understand, ever since the next update, which was that very first one, that was like, whoa.
It was like the 2.0.
Yeah, No Man's Sky is back, and they did it. They actually fixed the game. Ever since then, I think all of these have, I don't know if they've been this frequent, but like pretty much, yeah, they've just been massive updates.
It's been 6 years since launch, if you can believe that.
I know. It's crazy. Wow. The best success comeback story in gaming. But yeah. Speaking about comeback stories, why don't we talk about Thor Love and Thunder? We finally got a trailer today. Steven was like, Steven started off this whole conversation with, do we want to talk about the stupid Thor Love and Thunder trailer?
Here's the thing. Like, do you have thoughts? Do you have thoughts?
I'll share my thoughts. First off, Thor is one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know much about him from comics, but I really enjoy playing him in the Marvel's games, and I love watching him in the shows, the movies. Thor Ragnarok is probably one of my favorite of the Marvel movies, if not my favorite. So I am excited to see what Taika Waititi does next with this. So I have a lot of hope. That said, this trailer did not get me as hyped as I was hoping it would. I was not expecting the turn, or rather I did not expect the trailer to focus on Thor becoming a god of peace or whatever, or like of meditating and like, I'm not going to be a superhero anymore. I've got to rediscover who I am. So like I'm interested to see where that's going to go. But like that said, everything else they showed in the trailer I thought looked awesome. Like we saw Zeus, which means we're probably going to get a Hercules and Thor, or well, at least we're one step closer to a Hercules versus Thor battle. We didn't see Gore the God Butcher, but like all the pieces are there. So I'm really excited for when they do reveal that character. I'm really curious how the relation. I'm curious how long the Guardians are going to be in this.
5 minutes.
That's kind of what I felt like. We watched every Guardians scene that's going to be in this movie. I hope I'm wrong, just because again I love the Guardians, and so it's like
they literally drop him off at a planet. Like they show them being like, "Bye, Thor."
Yeah, like, that's exactly what it feels like. So, but I don't know, like every scene, I feel like Thor was wearing a different outfit. He was with a different group of people. Like I'm just very curious how this is all gonna go. And then of course the only real big reveal that we got at the end, and it's not much of a reveal so much as just like, oh, we finally see them. Is we got Jane Foster's Mighty Thor.
We think it's Jane Foster. It doesn't look anything like Jane Foster.
Well, that's because she got so buff. She put in the work at the gym.
It looks literally nothing like her chin. I know all we see is her chin, but like,
I was about to say all we're seeing is the chins. It's nothing else.
I figured out who she looked like in the trailer.
Who does she look like?
Awen.
Oh yeah,
from Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Okay,
I think the actress Miranda Otto.
That's one of the only actors from that series that I don't know by name.
Yeah,
yeah, I believe. Sure, yeah, you're probably right.
I
looked it up. Like,
okay, good. Yeah, you're right.
I didn't think she looked that unlike herself, but even the look.
She looked really close to the comic book Jane Foster Thor, but I hate comic book Jane Foster Thor, and I hate MCU Jane Foster even more. So
well, my whole thing is like, even the look that we got, like I don't know. It was so tight, and it was in a battle, and like the hammer. Honestly, I feel like almost hides more of her outfit than anything else. Which I did think it was cool that it was the shattered hammer that had somehow reforged. That's really exciting.
They're gonna have to explain that.
I'm really curious what that's.
They're not gonna
be about. So
you
yeah,
already know it. They're not going to. They're just gonna be like, oh wow, Mjolnir, cool.
It's gonna be like in a museum or something, and it's gonna be like, oh yes, here's Mjolnir reforged. How'd we lift it? We don't know, but it's here. Oh, what's that? It's glowing. Oh, now it's Jane Foster's. Wow, amazing. Oh, look, she turned into someone else.
my vision was that, and this is because I forgot where the hammer got smashed, because in the trailers it was in an alley in New York, right? But in reality, it was like in the middle of a field, right?
It was New Asgard.
That's right. It was in New Asgard. In my head canon, Jane comes back from being snapped, and she finds out she has cancer. And she walks out into a street alley, and she sees the hilt of Mjolnir and picks it up, and it just all reforges right there, and she becomes Mighty Thor. But anyway, that's a stupid.
Well, I mean, that's the first half is comic accurate, I think.
That's what I think. That's what a lot of people have been saying, is that she's gonna somehow have gotten cancer because of the snap.
Maybe
I feel like that starts to raise a lot of questions about the snap.
Really, the more likely thing is that she has cancer from having sex with a literal alien all these years. No, okay.
All that god dick, it just she couldn't handle it.
Jesus.
Maybe they'll replace cancer with her realizing that she's the most insufferable person in the entire MCU.
Well, who knows? All that to say, and I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on it too. But like, to me, I'm so excited for this movie, and that trailer did nothing. It didn't do a lot for me. Like, everything that it showed, I felt like I already knew in concept that it was going to happen. But now we just saw it, and like, it looks great. Like, you didn't really tell me much. Again, the only thing I was surprised by was like, Thor is going to be peaceful in this. Like, what's that about? I don't get that. But anyway,
I think that Jane Foster being Thor is a gimmick, and if the movie does the right thing, it's going to be like just a third act thing, or just something that happens very quickly and does not last. If the movie does not do the right thing, it's going to be something that feels bloated, and it's going to be like, oh wow, look at this, Thor's a woman now, and it's going to be one of those things where it just kind of forces it into everything. Because when you're doing a movie that's about Thor being introspective, or any character being introspective, especially one that we've had for so long, when you're bloating it with things like Zeus over here, which is a whole thing. The Guardians are there too. And also we're looking at what Valkyrie's dealing with, being the leader of New Asgard, and also Jane Foster's Thor. Like, you're going to have a rushed feeling movie if you throw all this stuff in there. And just even just Jane Foster being Thor alone, that's something that you can't just kind of throw in there and expect to be good. And this seems to like from this trailer, it's starting to feel like this is going to be is advertising itself as the most character driven of the Thor movies. Character driven being that the character of Thor is kind of the focus. But I don't know if they can do that well if they're throwing all this stuff in there. I have full faith in Taika Waititi to make me laugh, but I have increasingly decreasing faith, let's say that, in the MCU to tell a good story.
Yeah. Well, just to kind of bounce off what you're talking about with Jane, I feel like we're probably going to see, he's probably going to find her in, like, I don't know, the first or second act, and then she's going to be with him the rest of the time. But the only again, talking about, I was kind of surprised to hear that he's like having this introspective journey of like, who am I? I need to find myself. I do feel like having all these different people is going to be an interesting way to look at that, because he's going to see other gods and he's going to be like, well, I'm not this anymore. He's going to see the Guardians, and I think in a way he wants to be cool like the Guardians, and like his outfit and like him throwing off the cape and everything that's in the trailer, like that feels to me like he's trying to be one of them. and I think that's not going to fit. And I think they're gonna really just abandon him.
So the character
on a planet,
which I see what you're saying, and that
well, and then just to wrap up that thought before you get into it, then he sees Jane Foster as Thor, as who he's supposed to be. Then it's like, well, crap, who am I now? And I don't know what the plan is for Thor going forward. I hope they don't just let Jane Foster's Thor replace him. But that's it. I could see an easy path for them to say he fully retires or like sacrifices himself at the end of the movie to save somebody. I don't know.
Well, so the whole thing, based on what they've shown us, that does make sense. Like your thought process and the idea of like a god going through a crisis of confidence, seeing other gods. That can be compelling. But here's the thing about that. It can be. In the context of the MCU, the movies that pride themselves or have in the past with consistent continuity, if you have a Thor that like wants to be cool like the Guardians, in Infinity War, the Guardians saw him as literally the coolest thing on the planet, and he acted like he was the coolest thing on the in the galaxy. And so it's like, wait, and yes, I know. Oh, he was depressed and still, he's still the same character. And we've gone through these arcs and this crisis of confidence. Literally, Endgame was their very poor attempt at doing a Thor having a crisis of confidence. Like that was the whole thing. And it sucked. They sucked bad at it. It was offensive. But if they're just going to do that again, like it's just like, it feels like retreading, and it feels like we're just, because they are so afraid to just let the character of Thor grow, that they basically hit him with a character regression ray in Endgame, and they're just doing the same arc, like the same character growth again, and pretending that we won't acting like we won't notice, but I noticed. And it's really frustrating because Infinity War Thor was peak Thor, and that's the problem. They had peak Thor, and it's one of the many faults of Endgame is that they realized, how do we develop this character more when he's literally like peaked his arc to where he is the most powerful he's ever been. He is the most confident he's ever been. It's Thor. So you don't go to Thor for good character writing. You go to Thor to watch him literally obliterate armies with the snap of a finger. That's Thor. And so I'm just worried because they're trying so hard to make him one of those characters because Fat Thor was funny, and they're like, oh yeah, everyone loved Fat Thor, so let's make him an emotionally driven character. That's not Thor. Like people don't go to Thor for that, or they shouldn't.
Right.
And so I don't know.
I'm still optimistic about this movie, but this trailer, I wish it had hyped me up more than it did. So we'll see. We don't have to wait long. I think it's June, I want to say 17th, something like that. July. Is it July 17th or 18th?
I want to say it's 18th.
I think you're right. Anyway, it's going to be good. Very excited.
It might be good.
It might be good. I hope it's good. I need it to be good.
It will be
a movie. Jeremy, did you have any extra thoughts on it before we wrap it up?
Not really. Part of the trailer, it did show him as like Fat Thor, and then he's like,
he's doing his 80s workout montage. So,
and I do like Taika Waititi as far as like his style of doing that. So I am excited to see that. But and a lot more Korg.
There will be more Korg.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I'm excited for in that movie.
I feel like it's going to be, and it's funny because literally this was the first thing I thought because of the opening shot of Thor as a child and then Thor as a teenager and Thor as an adult. My first thought was, oh God, they're going to Wonder Woman 1984 this thing, aren't they?
Yep.
And after watching the trailer, it's like, yeah, I think they're going to make Wonder Woman 1984, but a Thor movie where it like is about like there's scenes of him as a kid and it's overly camp, but not in a good way. That's just what I'm expecting. I hope to be proven wrong, but MCU has been dropping the ball consistently.
They did have a great song for the trailer, though.
Oh, absolutely.
It's great.
I thought it was cool they incorporated it into the trailer, but Suicide Squad used Bohemian Rhapsody, and look what happened there.
That's true. That's true. It's a dangerous world out there. Well, cool. Well, Steven, I think we've preambled enough. Let's get to our topic of the show, which is
let's do it.
Ranking, or well, I guess it's still ranking in a tier list. The Star Wars creatures,
Star Wars animals,
Star Wars. It's funny because I put creatures on the list, so I guess I messed that up.
What'd you change the title to?
I named it Star Wars Creatures Tier List. That's fine.
That gets the job done.
It gets the job done. People have to click in and watch to understand it's not it's non-sentinel creatures. So. Sentient. Sentience of the multiverse. Oh look, Jeremy's playing Mario Sunshine over here.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what I was looking at because I thought that was the front of the character, and then you said Mario Sunshine. I was like, oh, that's his back.
For the longest time, I thought that was you, Steven, and I thought you were playing Tiny Tito's Wonderland.
No.
While we stalled out and we're talking. So anyway, all right, Steven, bring in our tier list.
Let's do it. Okay, so before I bring it in, I'll explain some ground rules. So these are non-sentient creatures, which
I love ground rules.
Which, for the most part, to my knowledge, these are all non-sentient creatures. This list is compiled from a combination of me looking at like a list of creatures. Like there was a Star Wars Kids page that I found that was like the popular animals of Star Wars, but done in like a cutesy way. So I did most of those.
Cute.
I went to the Wikipedia page and kind of looked for different animals. Sorry, Wikipedia. The different animals of the. That's a thing.
I was just about to say, is that what you called it, or is that?
That is no. It's called Wikipedia.
That's the Star Wars database. Is Wikipedia.
I love it.
But I looked through there and was like, let's get a nice, well-rounded list of Star Wars animals. So we are ranking them from S to F, I believe is what I did. But it's me, so I did not put S to F. Here's your screen. So,
oh god,
the ranks are as follows. Space Goat, greatest of all time. That's S tier. A tier is cool / creative / cute. So like one that you think is cool, creative, or cute above just like normal, one that you're like that stands out. That's really cool. B is B for Bantha, which you'll see. Bantha, I think, is actually the first one. That's just the most like, yeah, that exists, and like it has a purpose, but I'm gonna forget about it.
Okay. All right.
C is already forgotten. That's just like I'm gonna forget about this as soon as I finish.
I hate that you have swapped A and C.
Yep. I knew
from a word standpoint. It bothers me. I don't like it. I also don't like that shouldn't exist, but I guess it's E. So okay. Anyway.
Shouldn't exist is D. Which is this has no purpose or I hate it, and then F is of course space hell.
I love it.
So,
because that's where you want it to go.
That's where you want it to go. Straight to space hell.
Straight to space hell. Got it.
Okay. Any questions?
My only question is, why did you do this to me with the C and the A? I really hate it. But other than that, I'm good to go and ready to jump in.
I have no answer for you. Let's go. All right. Can I had to do this in Affinity again because
I love it.
The template maker that I was using cut off so many of the animals where I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it here.
Just do it however you got to do it,
Okay, Bantha, and I even put their name underneath.
I appreciate that because I would forget the names.
Yeah.
Oh, what a cute little guy.
So Bantha is kind of like a space cow. They're native to Tatooine. Also, by the way, I still have the Wikipedia page up. So if you have any questions about these animals, I can give you a little.
My very first question was going to be. I was just about to say, where would I have seen one of these?
Any of the episode 2, Mandalorian, episode 4. They're literally like cows on Tatooine. They're just everywhere.
Tusken Raiders ride single file to hide their numbers.
So we're gonna say.
I mean, I feel like you've already set this up to be in the C category, which is B for Bantha.
No, B is B for Bantha because it's S-A.
See, this is why you should
get over it. Get over it
with these. Okay, so that's B.
I think you can tell by the fact that I just used like white Times New Roman font on the Arial that I didn't try very hard on this part of the list. So I'm gonna say B.
I'm honestly impressed that you have the names in there. That was a good work there.
Thank you.
I agree with B for Bantha, if for no other reason than it's in the name. You know what I mean?
I just think that this is like the epitome of that rank to where it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I have no real opinions of it. Like it has a purpose in the galaxy, and I don't dislike it, but also like it's not my favorite. You know?
Yeah.
It's really cute in this drawing though. Like this
Except
artwork is doing a lot more for me than I think their live action versions would have done. Yeah. But anyway, I'm good with B. I'm good with B. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it is B. B for Bantha. It is B. You actually did an alliteration there.
I did. That was kind of on purpose. Ooh. All right, we're just gonna slot it in there.
I like it. Cool. It's great slotting.
All right, next one. Acklay.
Oh my God.
Those things are terrifying.
Yes. You may remember this from Star Wars Episode 2 in the Geonosian Arena. This is the one that fought Obi-Wan. It is like a large crab with the face of a evil fish.
I was going to say a hardened octopus. That's how I would describe it. Or a hardened squid. That's probably a better description.
It's a crab. It's a crab spider.
So here's my thing. I don't know that I want to send that straight to Space Hell, but I'm not far from it because it does it looks cool in a terrifying kind of way.
Right.
So like, I don't know. I don't want to put it in Already Forgotten because I definitely
won't forget this.
I was about to say, as soon as you showed it to me, I was like, Episode 2, that's something they fought in the arena. Like I knew where it was. I don't know. Right. I'm between, and this is so radical. I'm between cute, cool, creative, and shouldn't exist.
Which is why I liked doing the tier list this way, because it kind of has a descending order, but also there's definition to each tier.
I'm sorry. Leosin just came in here. Our stove is kind of acting up, and so hang on. I need me to go full for a second. This is what my my stove says right now. Ass. It's ass-a-colloquially, Alison said. Love it. Thank you, babe. Shut that door. Okay, but see, I don't like putting it in shouldn't exist because like I don't know that I almost want to say hell, send it to Space Hell, say it's really cool. So that's where I'm torn. Jeremy, maybe you can break this tie for me. Where do you want to put it?
That thing is one of the coolest and most creative creatures that I think is in this list so far.
So we're thinking A.
I think
it's either this or Bantha, Jeremy.
That's why I'm like, there's not a whole lot of choices with the list yet. But I don't want to send it to Space Hell because they rode them, and that was definitely a cool part of those scenes.
That's my thing. It's like, it's terrifying, but in a cool way. Like, it's not just so freaky that I would never want to, you know.
Right. I would want to ride one of those. So.
Yeah. Also,
I would say cool, creative. It's definitely not fucking cute.
I can agree with that. It doesn't have to be all of those. It's just it has to be in an excessive amount of at least one of those.
Right.
It's an excessive amount of two of them. So
yes.
All right. Now, Steven, I want to bring up an issue that we had before we get too much further into this. This was an issue we had with our Pokemon ranking. Do we want to limit, like, hey, there can only be, I forget what we like. There can only be 7 in a category or 10 in a category. Do we want to set that limit?
I don't think we'll have that issue because there's only 35, 34.
Okay.
And there's 6 categories, so it's about. I mean, you could say there can only be.
Jeremy,
Well,
I just want you as my witness to know that I said that. I suggested it so that when Steven says it later.
I think
So
this
when
is
everything
be...
is in cool,
Yes,
cute, and
when everything is in cool, cute, and creative, and Steven's angry about it, just everybody take note here at 46 minutes 20 seconds. Jake
I
said
feel
something.
like this is going to be well spread out based on my opinion of a lot of these, so I can make some
all right
executive calls if I need to.
So is there a picture of you we can put in Scapegoat or Space Goat?
Oh, Space! Oh, I thought you said Space Hell. I was like, jeez.
I thought he was gonna say shouldn't exist, but oh my gosh, that's so cute.
This is an S tier, and I'm gonna tell you why. This is an act dog.
Okay.
So these are said to be like the length of a speeder. They have armor. Yes,
not a spear.
Correct, speeder. This one looks like I think this is a baby act dog. This was the best picture I could find though. They have like armor plating, and they force bond with their owner, Jedi or not. So Jedi use them as pets.
Cute. Does it roll up in a ball?
No.
Like an armadillo?
No.
It looks like it
looks
could.
like it should. Yeah.
It might, but I've never seen a picture.
Steven, where would I have seen one of these? Where would I have seen one of these?
Star Wars: The Old Republic or the comic books.
Okay, so I wouldn't have seen the correction. The correct answer to that question is Jake. You would not have seen.
That is correct. Honestly, Jake, if you're like really into Star Wars, The Old Republic might be a good game for us to do just like the story of, because The Old Republic is actually a really good game.
I'd be down to try it.
Vortex.
Vortex said this looks like something you would see in a Bionicle set.
It does kind of look like that.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing a resounding S tier from.
Oh yeah.
I'm good with S tier. It'd either be S tier or A tier. Cute, because it definitely strikes the cute,
a dog.
Cool,
and
it's a space good boy.
Yes,
and it force bonds.
Yeah,
that is S tier all day.
I think if it's all three in excessive amounts, I think that it's
then
pretty.
It goes to the Space Goat.
I think it should be a Space Goat.
Okay.
I'm good with Space Goat. I'm good with Space Goat.
Not exclusively that big, like it has to be all three to be a Space Goat.
Right.
But I think that if they are all three, that's a contender for being.
That's not a hard and fast rule. That's just a good guideline. If we're talking about how it hits all, might be a Space Goat.
All right.
I love it.
Next. This thing, the Fathier. I didn't put the name on this.
I'm sorry. Say that one more.
Fathier.
Fathier.
The father.
It's Fathir, right?
IER.
IER. Yeah.
I wish there was a full body of this.
They're like giant horses.
It's a space horse. It's from Last Jedi.
Yep.
It's what they rode at the casino, and
that they were running around the tracks on.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a full body one, but I couldn't resist using this picture.
Where is this? Is this from the movie?
This is from the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a half horse / deer elk with like rabbit ears, and
it's kind of cute.
It's
Let
forgotten.
me look. How do you spell
it?
it?
It shouldn't exist because of where it comes from.
Yeah.
How do you spell it again, Steven?
Fathier. So father, but with an I before the E. Vortex.
Sonic 1.0 mixed with Pikachu.
That's pretty good. See, I think shouldn't exist, but I could totally be convinced that it's an already forgotten. And I think it would be an already forgotten if it wasn't from Last Jedi and associated with such a horrible part of that movie.
You know what? Yeah.
So here's where I'm at. I from the picture you've provided, Steven, I was prepared to argue that it's pretty cute, but I looked at the full body, which I asked from you, and the full body makes it a lot less cute. So I'm cool with already forgotten.
Hold on,
I don't think it should be and it shouldn't exist because it's just cute enough that you know what? I'd be happy with B for Bantha or already forgotten. That's where I would settle with. But it sounds like y'all want it lower. So
this is full body.
Yeah. That's it. Now if you the toys of it are even worse. So I'm yeah.
Oh God.
No, I hate it.
I'm
Vortex,
in the realm of already forgotten.
Yeah.
I don't think it shouldn't exist because it's cute enough to exist, but I've already forgotten about it.
Well,
but it's literally just like a long-eared horse.
I know, but it's cute.
It's like the least creative thing that they.
So I'm hearing Already Forgotten. My personal vote
Yeah.
is shouldn't exist, but I'm okay with Already Forgotten.
I agree with you, Steven, but I'm good with Already Forgotten as well.
Okay. Remember that, Jake. Remember
This is
you fought
this
for,
is.
you
Oh, I
fought for
appreciate
this
that.
stupid horse that you've already forgotten.
Look, I mean, again, I'm not. I
What was
don't, I
that
don't
thing called?
love.
I couldn't remember.
I don't love the named categories, but hey, I'll take it.
I wanted to make them have
Oh, I get it. I get it.
definition,
I get
but
it.
it's still like if you want to just make it an S through F, you can. But this is more interesting.
No, it is. I agree.
Okay.
I liked the name category, Steven.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You're my rock, Jeremy.
You're my rock.
Next one.
Oh,
Kowakian
God.
monkey lizard.
Oh God.
Space Hell.
Space Hell. Easy Space Hell.
So I
Either
am going
shouldn't
to make
or
a
Space
very
Hell.
half-hearted argument for shouldn't exist for the sole purpose that in Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, when Kyle Katarn first met Dasan, the villain of that game, Dasan insulted him, and then Kyle responded with, "Well, you look like a Kowakian monkey lizard, so I guess looks aren't everything." So if it does, like, you know, like, it's like, okay, you provided something to the universe. You provided a punchline for an insult in a really good game. That is my only argument. So I'm fine with this going to Space Hell, but there you go.
I could let it. I could live with it being and shouldn't
I can live with
exist.
that, Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to die. That's
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, we're gonna drop it into, you know what? We'll drop it in Space Hell.
You can just put it right in between the two if you want.
We're gonna put it in shouldn't exist, but its toes are
It's
dipping
dipping
into
its toes,
Space Hell.
yeah.
I love
Okay.
it.
And look at this. Look at this. We're doing good. We're-
Yeah, you were right. It's very well spread out
That's
right
fair,
now.
that's
So
fair.
All right. Aquariamus.
I'm sorry.
This is a goat that sleeps in trees like a sloth, and I'm pretty sure it's from the 80s Ewoks cartoon.
That's what I was. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's got to be from. I don't know.
I'd say B for Bantha.
I was gonna say already forgotten. So, but I could live with
okay.
Bantha. I could live with Bantha. Actually,
I'm
Bantha
only
might be a
saying
better
that
place
because-
for it.
I'm only saying that because I like sloths, and
Yeah.
I visualized an actual goat just like hanging in a tree like a sloth, and that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Like, you look
So
at this
actually
and you're,
seeing one of these would be cool, but
but it
I'm
doesn't,
good
like,
with B. I'm
it
good
could,
with
the
it
B.
could
fact that
exist in
the-
literally like any universe. Like,
Yeah.
it like no disrespect on Avatar's
possible, yeah.
creatures, because Avatar committed to the bit of two creatures combined into one, but this feels
Mhm.
like it was in Avatar, and that's not the typical formula that Star Wars would do.
yeah.
So I could see
it
this and be
also-
like this. Go ahead.
It also kind of speaks volumes that it was in the animated show and not like
Yes.
in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So B for Bantha, I think.
I think so. My other argument is that if Bantha is a space cow, that is a space
yeah.
goat. So
Yeah.
it's almost like a farming category now.
But it's
So
not a space goat, Jake.
It's
It's not
a space
a
sloth
space goat. It's a goat that is in space.
There you go.
goat. An
you go.
extraterrestrial goat.
All right. Crab glider.
Get it away. Space hell.
Space Hell. Yeah.
Space hell.
That's
You don't
a
want to hear
face
about
hugger.
it?
That's a
No.
glorified space hugger.
Where would I have seen it, Steven? In my
right.
nightmares?
Space
Thank
hugger,
you.
not space.
Thank you.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and read. Crab gliders are small carrion-eating crab-like creatures native to the planet of Bespin. Interesting. Patches of skin between their 6 legs allow them to glide around their home
Patches of
planet,
skin.
feeding on the corpse of Beldens.
Isn't that
giant
the
air
worst way to
jellyfish.
say it, though,
Yeah.
Jeremy? Patches
really
of skin. No, thank you. Sorry, Steven.
But
Continue.
it's dancing.
Is it dancing or is it about the? Yeah, face hugger is exactly where my brain went.
Yeah.
Vortex. Thank you.
Let's put it.
I
in
said space hugger.
straight to space hell,
Yeah, that thing.
What?
but not far enough to where the quaking monkey lizard's feet are not still
So-
dipping into.
Steven, where did you say that thing was from? Or what?
That-
Like,
Bespin.
Bespin.
is it?
Cloud City?
Concept.
Yeah. Okay. Have we
I
ever
don't-
seen those in the shows before?
I
Or any
don't
of
know. A lot of these are going to be just from books because there are so many
Right.
Star Wars books out there.
Right.
But they all have visual, and let me tell you, this is nowhere near the most terrifying visual.
Oh, I'm
that we've
sure.
got
I'm
ready
sure.
for
I
us.
just
I'm
don't. I don't
excited.
like it.
All right. Next up is the guests.
Be out of guest. Be out of guest.
Before you guys say anything, let me
tell me a little bit more about this because here's the thing. I like the body. The body's really cool. The head can go fuck itself. I don't like it one bit. But it kind of looks like a ghost too. So it's kind of interesting. So I don't know.
The description makes it even better. Guests are large reptilian predators from the bayous of Rhodia. To add context to that, Rhodia is where Rhodians, aka Greedo, the fly people, that's where they're from. That's different. That's Watto.
Yeah, well,
Greedo. What is Watto? Because Watto's more like a fly because he flies around. He's like a mosquito.
Oh, Guido, the
Greedo, the guy that shot first, or whatever.
Did he know?
Well, he didn't, but they are entrenched in the mythology of the planet. Guests are often portrayed as demons in modern Rhodian fiction. They slink underwater quietly in wait and then surprise their prey by attacking and devouring them in a single pounce. So they're Rhodian demons.
And then I believe that belongs in Space Hill.
Yeah,
thank you for enlightening us and helping me make that decision.
It has a purpose, so it's definitely shouldn't exist. It just needs to go to hell.
See, I was ready to I'm indifferent to it, but I was ready to argue for cool creative.
It is, but
I mean, it definitely belongs in Space Hell. I mean, when an animal is entirely rooted in the mythology of a race of people, because it is a demon, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it belongs in Space Hell.
I get the argument, Steven, and I appreciate it. But that thing can go straight to hell.
I don't know. You're kind of swaying me, honestly, to cool creative because I do honestly kind of like the design and the name Guest because it's almost like a ghost. Yeah. It looks like a ghost that has legs.
You know what? Yep. Let's slap it up there.
And the context behind it is just the thing. One of the things I love about Star Wars lore because. There is a planet named Rhodia that has the Rhodians, and we know who the Rhodians are, and there are characters
eroding.
And there are characters within the universe that are Rhodians that we know of.
I like it, Jeremy.
But the fact that they wrote an actual mythological creature that actually exists, but they think it's a demon of this planet, of this minor race of characters, none of which are main characters. It fits that cool pocket of Star Wars mythology where everything has context. So. Yeah, it looks like Slimer's
bigger brother.
Yes. So we're gonna say cool creative.
Slimer's next evolution.
Slimer's mega evolution. All right. I'm fine with that going to Space Hell, but
no, I'm good. I'm good with where we got it. You've convinced me. You've convinced us.
Cool. Cool. All right. Next is the Famba. If this looks familiar. This is native to Naboo, and this is what the Gungans use to mount their artillery and shield generators.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, I'm gonna vote for B for Bantha for this one.
Yep.
I like it. It's a decent design, but it's just a dinosaur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something super fancy. Actually, B for Bantha or Already Forgotten would be the two that I would say, but I hesitate to put it in Already Forgotten.
I'm gonna say B instead of C, Already Forgotten, simply because the fact that
you remembered it.
well, because when I was looking at these animals, I saw one and I was like, oh, is that what the Gungans use? But then I found this one, I was like, and it said specifically. Because I remember the Gungan shield generators. I remember the Gungan catapults and all that stuff. And the fact that they implement this creature in their warfare is cool to me. I think that it deserves a little bit, so I will say B for Bantha.
That was going to be my argument too, Steven.
Yeah.
It actually has a big purpose.
Yeah, it does something that's kind of cool. But
I feel kind of bad about the Faith here now because it was a slave. And we're it's already forgotten. That's fine.
Look, I would be open to moving the.
No, it's not. It can not stay there. Moving.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
The only direction it's moving is towards Space Hell.
Yeah. But I would definitely say B for Bantha with that one for sure.
Yeah, that's a great spot for it. It's a great spot for it.
Okay.
One of the
everybody knows this guy.
Oh,
Everybody knows this
Tauntaun.
guy. It's Tauntaun.
A tauntaun. Ooh, fuzzy tauntauns.
Space Goat.
I'm
Space Goat.
I'm
Save Luke
thinking
Skywalker.
space goats. Fuzzy
Look,
tauntauns. Nothing else. I'm all for it.
I think it's all three. And I know it's not. It doesn't have to be all three, but I think it is all three because the fact that it is like a snow horse, basically, I think that's cool. It's super cute, and it's got a creative design. Like when you have a horse kind of type creature, it's very easy to be lazy with the design. But I think the Tauntaun looks super creative.
Well,
And it has a really cute noise.
It's a dinosaur with fur or with horns.
It's
you know
a
what I mean?
T-Rex woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
Woolly Rex.
I am
Yeah.
I'm cool with putting it
Woolly
to
Rex
space
Smith.
goats, if for no other reason than that is the name of my favorite drink at Galaxy's Edge.
That's true.
Yes.
Jeremy,
I
did you
can't
see
wait
the-
to go next week.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
you're going.
Jeremy,
Yeah.
have one for me.
I will.
Did I send you that video on Facebook of Jake at Chicken Guy after we went when he was drunk?
Yes.
Yeah, he was drunk on the fuzzy tauntaun when we went to Chicken Guy. So there you go.
What a great time! That's
Yeah.
honestly, Steven, that's one of my favorite life experiences that I've shared with you. You know what I mean? Like if I could go back and relive any moment that you and I have had together,
Chicken Guy
that
or
would
the
be it.
cantina?
both. That's an
That
all
whole
in one
night,
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good day.
It's a great time.
I got my
It's a great
lightsaber
time.
that day.
That was a great day. We flew the Millennium Falcon not nearly enough times, but we got to fly it. It was great. It's a great time.
So good.
I'm
All
hoping
right.
To build a Sith lightsaber next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do back.
Now, what does this guy do?
I believe you've seen it on Tatooine.
Yeah,
Stormtroopers.
yeah. That's
them.
one of the CGI monsters that they put in
That they
the
added,
the,
yeah.
the
Yes.
re-edits or
Also,
whatever.
may I just say, Vortex, lightsaber gun, it does exist, and
Yep.
you'll never guess which character
Rebels.
actually. Is that in Rebels?
What's his name? God, it's left my
No,
brain.
okay, no. Ezra. That is
Ezra,
not what I'm
thank you.
talking about, because that is a gun attached to a lightsaber.
Yes,
There is a lightsaber gun
like that
and-
shoots lightsabers.
that uses kyber crystal to shoot.
How
And I
dare you, Brody?
I read about this in the lore once, and you will never guess which character. It's a character from the movies. I will give you each 3 guesses which character in the movies uses this weapon.
Is it like a lesser known character or
Yes.
like
Yes.
okay?
It was
Because
a
my
character
first
that I
my
doubt
first
even
guess was
had
going to be Boba Fett, but like
No, it is someone
No.
associated with the Jedi.
It's Master Yoda. That's it.
I'm
just
not gonna know Jedi names well enough.
I don't even know if they had a name in the movie.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I
What
have
you
no
got?
idea.
The archive lady in episode 2, like the old
Oh,
woman.
of course. Your archives are incomplete.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
she uses a lightsaber gun.
Yeah, she would.
I think it's in the comics.
I'm just gonna
the
come out and
Karen
say
of
it
Star Wars.
that a lightsaber bow would have been way cooler than a gun.
Shut up.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm just saying. I'm just
Jake,
saying.
how would that work?
Jeremy, I'm not a scientist. All right, I'm not asking. I'm not telling you how it works. I'm just.
So
I'm
do
just
back.
here saying.
Where's the?
I don't know.
I'm
like,
not gonna say B is for Bantha because like, it's a cool design, but it's literally just a giant lizard.
Yep.
And they were just kind of used for travel.
Yeah, it just looks.
I would
super
honestly
generic.
say between like, already forgotten and.
I-
I'm not gonna say shouldn't exist because it does serve a purpose.
I think.
Yeah, no.
C.
I'm already forgotten is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of funny because I feel like for the same reasons that we put the other guy, the other lizard dinosaur in B, but I don't know this guy.
Yeah, but they carried
just leave it.
munitions and things.
Yeah,
for
they
the
carried
Gungan.
munitions.
Dewbacks could be replaced with literally
Anything.
other.
with
Yeah.
anything. With
Yeah.
Banthas, like
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Already forgotten. I'm good with that.
Okay. Oh shoot! There we go. Nope.
Brody, I'm sorry you
Oh,
don't care
shoot.
about Star Wars.
Where'd it go?
What is
Char-
this?
Charhound.
Oh, I love it. Can you make it a little
Probably
bit bigger?
from Darth Maul's planet.
I don't think so, actually, but it does look like it would be from there.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the planet.
Hold on, let me find it.
I love the design. Can it breathe fire or anything cool like that?
Yes, actually, it can.
Don't you fight him in?
Let me
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order? Yeah, I couldn't.
I don't remember that, and I spent a lot of time on that planet.
All right, Charhound. Elfrona in the Outer Rim is where they're from.
No, it's not that.
One Charhound, Ember, was considered a member of the Jedi of Elfrona Outpost during the time of the High Republic. That's got to be S tier, right?
I'm about to say, slap that on S tier.
Yeah,
I love everything about this. Can it breathe fire? That's the one thing I need to know, but I'm still putting it on S tier.
Let me look. Charhounds were small, four-legged creatures, fast and could run long distances.
Yep.
High internal body temperatures and the amount of heat they emanated varied across the creature's coloration. When provoked, they could shoot yellow flame from their mouth.
Yeah.
S tier.
S tier all the way.
I love it.
Is there something above S tier?
I was about to say that might be the winner of the night. Seriously, like that's a super cool design.
Yeah.
The fact that one of them was basically
like
a member of the Jedi Order.
Breathe fire.
See, it looks like a greyhound to me, like a really cool looking greyhound.
Yeah. I'll have to find another picture of that, but that was the best one I could find.
I love that. I love that. The art style it's in too is really nice. So,
and it says High Republic, so I'm wondering if it's like a really recent addition to the mythology, because High Republic is where the books are right now.
Right.
That's pre episode 1, but
where
not as far.
They're going to, right?
I believe so. I hope so too, because Lord knows
it's supposed to be like King Arthur. Already.
EOP.
I'm either in the shouldn't exist or actually shouldn't exist is where I want to put it. Like you think it's cute?
I think it's kind of cute. I mean, it's got like an elephant nose.
Give me some facts about this one, Steven. What do we know about this guy?
Eopies are 1.7 meters tall herbivores native to the planet Tatooine, appearing in all 3 prequel movies. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure this is the animal that Jar Jar stepped in the poop of.
Yep.
Where do you want to put it? Already forgotten, Jeremy?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It's going in already forgotten.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. I would have put it in shouldn't exist personally, but I was
gonna say Vortex. It has external kneecaps.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that one of the back kneecaps are so freaking high. They're like thigh caps. I don't like it.
Well, if it's kind of like a dog's leg, their joint is higher than where hinges.
I know, but those back leg by that logic, the back what I'm calling thigh caps should be on the other side. Like we shouldn't see them because that's not where the knee bends.
Well, they have front of the legs too. It's not just the back.
but the front. Well, I guess that's true. I don't like it.
But I get what you're saying though. Like where the joint is on the back should be armored instead of like.
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't like it either way.
I'm not a huge fan. I was
just to reiterate, it's because of this animal that the line Piusa from Jar Jar Binks exists in Star Wars canon.
Okay, go to shouldn't exist.
So Steven, I've been reading a lot recently today on Twitter. A lot of people like talking about Jar Jar Binks' backstory. Do you know anything about that?
None of that is true.
Okay,
He's an
great.
old Sith Lord.
No. Something about his dad's name is George, and he got stranded on an island and committed suicide or something like that.
None of like.
I'm just telling you. I've seen this on
probably a
Twitter
fan
today.
comic that was made.
Was
or
his
something.
last name Lucas?
No, it's George Binks.
I'm gonna argue shouldn't exist.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I like that's. I mean, that's where I would put it. So
cool.
Oh God, Vortex! I can't unsee it now. Hello, everybody.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Our that's the name of our Pope.
Blurg.
Ugh.
This is what Mando learns how to ride in episode.
Yeah,
1.
and I don't like him.
And I'm gonna say shouldn't exist because it's just a dewback without a torso.
Yeah, I'm in the shouldn't exist. I hated him. I hated that was the creature they wrote in Mandalorian. So no, thank you. Brody's coming in to back me up on this story. He said his wife told him to think of his son, and he pulled the trigger. That's the comic that I saw today too.
I'm fairly certain.
I'm sure it's not real. I'm sure it's not real. I just didn't know.
The comic probably exists. It's probably a fan comic that was made, but I'm pretty certain that's
Steven,
not
it was on the internet. It was true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Steven, everything on the internet.
So Blurg's going to shouldn't exist.
I'm good with It doesn't need to go to space hell, but it's
It does serve a purpose, but I don't like it. It can go to hell and die.
Guess what else can go to hell?
Oh, straight to hell. No questions. No, I don't need any data.
Yep.
Just straight to hell. I'm good with that. Why sock? Because you're a demon-looking spider.
You're thinking of an accordion vortex, and now I can't unsee that either.
On the blurg.
Yeah. Looks like a push together.
Where is that spider from, Steven? Because I never want to go to that. I never want to go to that planet.
It's Kashyyyk. Most of lower level Kashyyyk, like to the base of the trees, most of Kashyyyk is inhabited by various species of spiders.
No, thank you. I'm good. Yeah. I'll skip on that. Oh, Steven, another one of these that would be good to do. I'm going to write it down. Droids.
That is a good one. That's a really good one.
Do you know what got me there?
What?
The Fallen Order, the droid.
Oh, BD1 is S tier droid.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%. Spoilers for that eventual tier list, but BD1 is my S tier droid.
100%.
Cool. All right, next.
Ooh.
Frog dog.
Oh God, no. What is this from?
That can go to space hell too.
Let's.
I want to say shouldn't exist. I don't hate it. I don't hate it enough to send it to space hell, but like it definitely shouldn't exist.
Okay, so yeah, this is technically a sentient creature, but we're just gonna pretend that it's not. I think frog dog. Okay, yeah, frog dogs are sentient reptiles with the characteristics of both frogs and dogs. Their diet is carnivorous, and they use their long tongues to capture prey. Jabba the Hutt kept a frog dog named Baboysicular.
I'm sorry, what?
Baboysicular as a pet. But here's the thing. I did some reading on Baboysicular. He was a trained assassin.
Yeah, it can go to hell or it shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the fact that it's trying to act like a dog, it can go to hell.
Me personally, I don't hate it enough to send it to space hell, but if y'all hate it enough, I'm not letting it go higher than it shouldn't exist. So
I absolutely hate it, but I'm 100% okay with it going to shouldn't exist.
Let's say shouldn't exist, because I feel like space hell's going to get pretty inhabited later on.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Jeez,
good to know.
There may be no room in space hell later on.
And that guest is just killing, just chilling up there, cute, cool, creative.
Dianaga, trash compactor scene from episode 4. This is what was under the water.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, you can send that to hell.
Yeah, it's just a butthole with eyes and tentacles.
I wanna see what's. Hang on, let me spell that out for me, Steven. I know
Dianoga. Some of these may be misspelled.
I just want to get like a closer look at the head.
Well, it was the one thing that was poking out of the water in episode 4.
It looks like a sarlacc, just upside down.
Yeah.
It does. It also looks like in Men in Black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
The little baby that's born.
Maybe that's what it is. I feel like I've seen this from Men in Black, like the eye specifically.
Oh, the thing that was running the computer in the Men in Black, like.
Oh yeah. They have.
That may be the same thing. They may have totally reused it.
This is in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge too. There's a pipe that this guy is in, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, straight to hell though. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I was gonna say it was kind of cool, but that's fine.
You want to put it somewhere else? Cool, creative, cute?
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Gundark.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Would you like to hear about the Gundark?
I would love to hear about the
Gundark. It has a
Gundark.
forward-facing tail. That
Yeah, I don't. The forward-facing tail was a mistake, but I like the 4 arms.
It's used for thrusting.
Gundarks are large, long-eared primates native to the jungle planet of Poitreg. I probably mispronounced that. I don't care. Okay, surprisingly solitary for primates, they are noted for both their great strength and fierce tempers.
You know, I kind of like this. Let's put it in A tier. Let's put it in cool.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
That's a really, really cool design.
You know what they say, 3 C's make an A, so let's put it there.
Actually, I remember Gundarks. I believe it was Gundarks from Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, one of the first video games I ever played. They were one of the animals that you could find that would attack your workers for trying to cut down trees or something, and they were pretty hard to kill.
Yeah, Vortex.
All right. Rakghoul.
It's interesting that you put these two back to back because this is the less cool version of what you just showed us.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about that though.
I swear to God, he's gonna say like, "This is what they look like after they die," and they come back.
You're not.
Just their resurrected form.
Sorry. There's no H in Rakghoul. I don't know why I put that. The Rakghoul is the end result of a Sith bioweapon turning beings into mindless mutants. Rakghoul infection can be transferred by contact with one. The original outbreak occurred on the planet Terrace, where they plagued the inhabitants of the Undercity, criminals, or their descendants, but they also live on Coruscant. These are from Knights of the Old Republic. I remember because I played that game recently, and this was like on the first planet. It's literally zombies.
I love it.
Do you? Oh, I don't.
I would say A tier.
I mean, in terms of like the context, it's literally
the lore behind it and everything. That's really cool.
It's a Sith bioweapon. It's zombies. Yeah. So that is making a case. It's either A or below D, or D or below.
I'm not going to go with shouldn't exist because the actual like character design's cool.
Yeah, it seems too cool. This is going to be weird and it's going to mess up our Bantha analogy, but I kind of want to put it at B for Bantha. Because it serves a purpose. It's a Sith bioweapon. I don't think it's cool. It's creative.
But it has 2 eyes that are vertically stacked.
So in terms of the design...
They both look like noses, though.
So. In terms of the design, I think the design might be inconsistent because it mutates the existing creature. So this is what a Rakghoul looks like. In fact, this looks like it could have been a Rakghoul of a Gundark. I don't think that's true, but I think it can vary based on...
Anorexic Rancor.
I personally don't like it enough to put it in A tier, but I agree with you guys that it is too cool to put like in already forgotten. So B tier is just kind of where it lands in my mind. But I will concede if both of you want to put it higher.
Steven, how do you feel?
I'm good with A tier because I think that it does have an excess of creativity.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool enough, the fact that it's like the mutation of an existing creature. It's definitely not cute, but I think it has an excess of cool or creative.
I don't know about cool, but definitely has a lot of creative, so I'm okay with that.
It's a zombie.
Vortex was cool with Bantha, by the way, so.
Well, I'm gonna put it. Zombie, though. I think unless if Jeremy concedes to B, I'm gonna put it in A.
I'm okay with
die
A.
on that hill.
Okay. I'm okay with A. Y'all both wanted an A. I put it in B. It's all right. We'll go to A. Ooh.
Torton.
Oh, okay. It's a big old boy.
It's turtle.
Now, does it have 4 legs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I see it.
Well, I'm just asking because you never know.
Yeah. Tortons are red.
I want to see how it walks with 3 legs.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. I was like, it might be cooler with 3 legs, but hey, anyway, all right.
Red and green turtle-like creatures with long legs. They originated on Naboo's moon of Rory.
Were they used for anything? What? Anything else?
That's all I got.
I mean, I like it, but I don't know if I like it enough for it to be an A tier.
I think it's a B tier.
I'm just gonna say I'm definitely going with Bantha.
Yeah, I'm cool with B. I'm cool with B.
Yeah.
It's not a cool enough design where I'm like, oh my god, that needs to be A. but it's not one of the ones that I'd be like, that's forgettable.
Yeah, it's just unique enough to where...
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, I'm partial to turtles, obviously. I worship one in Elden Ring.
Stephen is the archbishop of a turtle.
Yeah.
Stephen, have you been to the Turtle Pope's church at night?
No.
You should do that.
Is he okay?
I won't say anything else.
He better be okay.
I also found out, absolution, I think is what it's called, right?
What are you describing?
What happens at the church when you go up to that statue and you got the bottle and it's you don't need absolution or whatever?
Yes.
It has something to do with if you accidentally kill an NPC character that you need.
Right.
So, fun facts. Now, this is also from episode 2, right?
Yes, this is the thing that attacked Padme.
That's what I thought.
Straight to hell for me.
Really?
It has like the face of a toothy spider.
But it's more cat-like than spider-like.
Well, that doesn't really...
I'd say it's a lizard cat porcupine.
Yeah.
With gnarly teeth.
I think it's cool. But I could understand why you'd want to put it in Space Hell.
Yes.
Because it's terrifying.
Yes.
But I think much like the other monster from that episode, I think it's a super cool and creative design that is terrifying. So that I would argue for A, but if you're really that afraid of it or whatever and you want it to go to Space Hell, I'm cool with that.
I could concede shouldn't exist. But I mean, if you want to put it in A, I'm fine with putting it in A.
I don't think it's that useless that it shouldn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to forget it.
You're not gonna concede to A.
I'll put it in A if you guys.
He said he would. He said he would.
If two people are in agreement, then I think it.
I think the design in itself is cool enough and creative enough that it deserves A.
Okay.
But that thing can go to fucking hell. Like, do not pass go. Do not collect 200.
I love how much of this list is. It's either A or F tier.
Yeah.
Vortex said, basically, this is what cats would look like if the outside matched the inside.
That is hilarious. You're on a roll, Vortex. Keep them coming.
It's funny how those two coincide.
All right. I already know where
creative or straight to hell.
I already know where this one's going.
Oh, straight to hell. Straight to hell. What?
That is a demon rabbit.
Oh my god.
What is that?
All right, let me.
It looks like a donkey, rabbit, human, demon.
Where did it go? Dragax are pack hunters that hunt in
packs? No fucking way. No.
That thing's going to hell.
Send it to the depths of Space Hell.
In equatorial grasslands of the planet Relkus. Apart from hunting small rodents, these animals also consume wild sentinel plants. When the plants bloom in the dry season, they provide the Dragax with a narcotic that sends them on a berserk frenzy, attacking everything in their path.
That was perfectly timed
because
Joe came in and said that's the Energizer Bunny on meth, and
it's literally that.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that thing
I also love that Joe came in here and was like, that thing's not real. It's like none of these are real, but like they are.
It's real.
Oh my gosh!
If there was a lower level of hell, of Space Hell, it would go there.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Ugh.
Making progress. Poor Sani Ogre.
That's quick, bunny. That's funny.
Give me a little bit about this one. I'm inclined to say shouldn't exist, but I can be swayed.
I'm looking for it. The Coruscani ogre, Coruscani, forgot the C, is a large sentient ogre. It is sentient that wanders the lower levels of Coruscant. They have hard gray skin, pointed ears, and very sharp teeth. These beasts feed off the flesh of other creatures. So basically, they're bears in the city.
They're giant carnivorous bears.
They're giant carnivorous city bears.
City bears. Wow, that sounds like a Netflix original series.
When it first popped up, I was like, "Hey, that's kind of a cool design." But then I just kept looking at it, and I was like, "You know what? It's not really that."
This look like it could be from anything. Like,
is this from the
books? It could be from the D&D handbook or something.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is from.
Okay. I am inclined to put it in shouldn't exist still. But I could be swayed for like already forgotten. If y'all wanted to take it higher, but I don't like it.
I feel like it's probably more C tier, just because like I feel like there are a lot of creatures in the Star Wars lore that exist that are like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of the large carnivorous creatures that roams the planets.
From the lore alone, I would say that it has a purpose. Like it's
it's to kill children that wander off from their homes in Coruscant.
Yeah, sure.
But in the city,
but yeah,
in the city, gotta be in the city.
But just think about it. If Star Wars 1313 had happened, we probably would have thought those.
So here's my thing. I want a Star Wars one shot that's called Bears in the City, and it's just it's Sex in the City remade, but with these guys.
See, when you said that, and it's a Sex in the City remake, my first thought was that it's about a pair of Ewoks that moved to Coruscant, which is actually not a bad idea for a one-off.
I like it. That could have been a Star Wars Visions plot.
All right, the Varactyl, and I know where this guy's going for me, but what do you guys think?
I mean, I okay. Tell me some facts about it. I'm at A tier right now, but I could be swayed for S.
I think. Well, here, let me find it.
It's a dragon ferret.
Well, if it helps you at all,
a giant dragon ferret.
This is what Obi-Wan wrote in Episode 3 on Utapau.
Yep.
I remember that.
So it's Varactyl, not Voractyl. I told you some of these could be misspelled because I was in a rush when I was naming them. Varactyls are lizard-like creatures with green scales and colored plumage on their necks. They are native to Utapau. Their toes allow them to climb almost vertically. They seem to have the head of a bird and the body of a gecko. And their call is a short warble-type sound. A female one named Boga is ridden by Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. It's an S tier.
I don't know that it's S tier for me.
The fact they can climb vertically.
It's a horse that can be ridden into war that can climb like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That has the face of a bird.
I think it's more like I said, for me it's A, but if y'all are both hard on S, I'm not gonna.
I think the fact that I remember it's the fact that I remember the sound that it makes.
Yeah.
The fact that it was a good companion for Obi-Wan, that gives it some Q factor. I think it is creative, and I think that it's got the cool factor. I think it's got all three.
Yeah.
Personally,
I was just gonna say that's kind of what we've been going off of. If it has an excess of two of them, or has all three, then it should be S. And I feel like it's a really cool design and a very creative design.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for Boga, then Obi-Wan would have died.
Yep. That's true. I'm good with S tier.
Okay.
It's not my favorite one in S tier. That's still the Charhound, but
yeah.
My favorite, okay. We're almost to my favorite one.
Ugh.
Well, favorite for a sentimental reason. I don't know if sentimental is the right word. Whatever. This is a Bursa. What are your initial thoughts on this thing?
Shouldn't exist.
Really?
Yeah. It looks like a porcupine jaguar.
See, it looks like a baboon porcupine to me.
Yeah.
It looks more like it's got the body of a hyena.
Hyena, that's a good one.
You know, y'all are swaying me. I'm good with shouldn't exist.
Let me tell you a little bit about this guy. Go away.
I was gonna say Bantha at first, but the longer I looked at it,
carnivorous quadrupeds native to Naboo. They live in mud huts or burrows they build in the ground. Rumors are being that they hunted and killed the early Gungan race. They are partially responsible for the Gungans seeking shelter underwater. So we have these to thank.
They can go for Banthas then.
Yeah, we have these to thank for the Gungans being underwater.
100% for Bantha.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's where I was gonna put it originally. The longer I looked at it, I didn't like it, but I'm okay with B.
It's a Gungan killer. Come on, like, not to love.
Do we hate the Gungans
That's
that
probably
much?
how. That's probably how George died, not from a self-inflicted gunshot.
The Gungans they serve a purpose.
I don't hate the Gungan. Hate Jar Jar Binks.
I dislike the Gungans. I strongly dislike Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
But the Gungans, they're interesting. Like, but
the lore behind them is very interesting.
And the design around their world is super cool.
I was about to say I really like their underwater palaces and stuff. So
yeah.
Sarlacc. Space butthole in the sand. Where we want to put it.
I'm cool with I don't know. Either B for Bantha or A for cool. But
I was thinking A or B as well.
I was gonna say Space L.
Well,
really?
Yeah.
I mean, I could be swayed, but I mean, it is a hole in the sand that has giant teeth that digests you for decades.
But that's kind of what makes it cool. I mean, it literally digests you for decades.
Go away,
Steven, you're having some threats getting secured over there.
I scanned the PC earlier and it was like, oh, you've got no threats, and it keeps like popping up.
I don't want to put it as much as I want to send it to Space Hell. It's too cool of a design, and the way it's used in the world of Star Wars.
It's iconic.
I think B.
It's A. Yeah, either A or B.
I can do B.
Okay.
I can do B.
I can do B. I love how we're like. I love how we're like.
Forgettable.
Yeah, you can't forget.
Yeah,
so
it's iconic.
I would say it has to be above C.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely won't forget it.
I love how we're talking like I forget the show. The Pawn Stars?
Yeah.
I can only do.
Best I can do.
Best I can do is B.
The Vornsker.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the Vornsker, and I don't even need to look up the information about this. The Vornsker, let me tell you what planet it's from first. That is the one thing that I do need to look up. Vornsker. They are native to the planet Mercure, which is an outer rim planet where people would go to hide from the law. The Vornsker can detect the Force. It is a like large dog-like creature that can basically sniff out Jedi.
Are these in Rebels?
Maybe. I know they're from some comics.
Does your Wikipedia tell you what movies they're in or shows or appearances?
Let me look.
I didn't know if it worked like IMDb or whatever. That's like shows all its accolades.
It usually does, but I told you I didn't need the page, but now I do need the page.
So while you're looking that up, I'm gonna make my argument here.
Okay.
Very dog-like.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Also got a little bit of like Black Jaguar feel to it, and I'm into it. That's cool. And the fact that it can detect the Force, I would say that just the lore behind the animal, I would put it in A tier.
Really? See, I could
also its tail is poison tipped.
I was just gonna say, I remember it being something about the. I would
not. It's not from Rebels.
Really? What's it from?
It's from a lot of the books and comics. I'm looking at appearances. Let me just do a command at.
I feel maybe I've seen it in something else that's not Star Wars, but this looks so familiar.
I used to play the Star Wars like D&D with a group of people, and the character that I made for the Empire campaign that we did, where we played as basically not stormtroopers, but we worked for the Empire. The character I made was a tracker for hire that ended up being teamed up with the squad, and he had a Force bond with his Vornsker that he raised, and so they use him as a tracker to track down Jedi.
Yeah,
but he also could do things like I controlled both him and the Vornsker. So I actually, as soon as they met me, I killed one of our teammates because he tried to kill me, and he was a Jawa, and so my Vornsker tagged him with his poison tip tail, and then he got eaten by animals because he couldn't run away. But I just think that's super cool, and also in the lore, the Yuuzhan Vong, which something about the Yuuzhan Vong. That's New Jedi Order, so that's Luke's time period. There was a war against this species called the Yuuzhan Vong, which are a species that are resistant to the Force. So it was Jedi versus a species that was created to counter Jedi. And they ended up synthesizing Vornskr DNA into another animal that was used to hunt and kill Jedi. So the Vornskr has a lot of... Oh, and also Mace Windu's lightsaber style was designed based on the way Vornskr fight. So they are very steeped in lore.
See, I like it. I mean, it's S tier for me.
It's S tier for me.
I could accept A tier if we had to drop it that low, but...
Yeah.
100%. I was saying at minimum.
Yeah.
I think the lore significance pushes it into S tier.
Yeah.
Because I think it's got a lot to do with more deep cut extended universe stuff.
100%.
What I'm picking up on here is that if you start your design with a dog, we're gonna put it in S tier.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If it looks like or acts like a dog, it's S tier.
Well, I'm already seeing a pattern emerge. S tier is animals that we really like the design of.
It's good boys.
A tier is like monsters that we're like,
I just realized that
those things are terrible, but like, hey, that's kind of a cool design.
Yeah.
B is for Bantha is like, yeah, these characters exist in Star Wars and like they're cool.
They're iconic. We can't drop them lower. Yeah.
Already Forgotten is like, fuck those things. It doesn't matter. Shouldn't Exist is like
ugly.
They are the ugliest.
Literally all of them are from Tatooine. I just realized.
Yeah. and then Space Hell is just like, yeah,
evil.
These things just like
demonic looking things.
They just know.
Yeah.
All right, keep us going.
Well, you know what else is going to Space Hell?
Oh, great. No,
Forge.
it's got to go in A. It's got to go in A.
What?
It is the definition of cute, Steven. It is the definition of cute.
It is manufactured to be cute to sell toys.
And it worked.
I would say
I will accept no lower than B.
I was gonna say B is for Bantha. The only reason why I'm not going to Already Forgotten is because it's like a penguin essentially, and I love penguins.
It's a puppy penguin. Okay.
What more?
They're annoying as fuck in The Last Jedi, and they served very, very little purpose.
They serve no purpose but to sell merchandise. But I will say B because you said penguins, and I'm a sucker for penguins.
Yeah.
These are like those really cute, colorful penguins. You know what I'm talking about?
They start with a P too.
Yeah.
Paraffin or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Paraffin. I think it's in the penguin family.
Wax.
I don't like it.
Puffin.
It's Handick.
Handick.
Hannah Duke.
Hanadoc, I would say.
Hanadoc.
That's a
looks
Sasquatch.
Looks like a baboon Sasquatch.
It's literally, oh my gosh. I think it's because I'm on this freaking Wikipedia site. I keep getting alerts.
They're trying to hack you off that.
They're trying to hack
Wikipedia.
me. Okay, Hanadoc are a cross between a baboon and a bear. They hibernate during the winters on Hawk and have a fierce temper.
All right, I'm gonna say Already Forgotten, and let's put it with the bear in the city.
Yeah, this again.
I can get with that. Yeah,
it looks like just some artist on DeviantArt combined a bear and a baboon.
Yeah.
They went to Fiverr for that one.
Huh. All right. Wampa.
I'm gonna say either B or Already Forgotten.
I'd say B because just the role it played in the movie.
I would
iconic.
say B, but
Yeah.
I could be swayed to C just because
It's
looks...
the Abominable Snowman. So
yeah, it's not very creative, and also it's from this picture, aka from the movie, it's very clearly just a man in a suit.
Yeah. I'm gonna say B just for the movie factor.
For the icon. Yeah.
Because Already Forgotten, I feel like those are just useless animals.
We have 4 more.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, busting through these. Okay. Rancor.
Rancor.
Oh, okay.
My lightsaber has a rancor tooth.
Is this in episode 3? 6? Okay,
6.
yeah.
This is what Luke fought at Jabba's palace.
Yes, in the 3rd from the original trilogy.
There's literally a Gamorrean hand sticking out of this guy.
I mean, I like the Rancor.
I do too.
It's a cool design.
As much as I hate to put another one in B for Bantha,
That's kind of where I would. That's
Yeah.
kind of where I would put it. I don't think it's cool or creative enough to go in A, but like it would be between A or B for me. But I feel better about B.
Same, Jake. It was A or B for
let's
me, and I think
let's say A, because
the only reason why is it's very iconic, like the whole.
And I feel like
that
in
whole,
video
like,
games
situation.
In video games as well, they've done a good job of making the Rancor more iconic and dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like in Fallout. What are those like big creatures in Fallout that kill everyone? I get those in Rancors. Like I think of Rancors when I see them.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know
for
what they're
me
called.
too, like it is a pretty original design. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
you'd have to really stretch to pull like, oh, that's just a pig and a
Thank you,
cow
Lord. It's a
combined
Deathclaw.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a Deathclaw.
Mm.
All
I like
right, top 3 or final 3. Here we go. Crate Dragon.
Ooh, A tier.
This is what Mandalorian, when he got all those villagers to band together to fight that was a crate dragon. So these things are actually like the size of a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A tier.
That's A.
A tier.
I think it's S tier.
S tier. I agree.
They are giant dragons.
They are huge dragons.
I'm cool with it. S tier.
100%.
Love it.
That picture didn't quite do him justice, but they are freaking massive. Also, in Lego Star Wars, there's a secret quest you can get in Skywalker Saga. You hunt a crate dragon.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Okay. This is a bad interpretation of the crate dragon. It was just the one that showed the most of the body.
I like it.
So,
That's fair. Yeah.
all right. Womp rat.
Ugh, shouldn't exist.
I'd go already forgotten.
I agree, because the only reason
It's
I know,
just a rat.
yeah, it's just a big rat, and the only reason I know about these is because Luke bullseyed them in his T16 on back home on
Yeah.
Tatooine.
You used to kill small animals.
There's nothing small about these though; they're huge.
Yeah.
All right, last one. The Voltpex.
That's
I'm not even joking. Its name is Voltpex.
Really?
Voltpex.
Is that the one from?
That's the one from Last Jedi.
Yeah.
It is the crystal fox that was literally just there, again, like porgs, to be a cute animal. But
I'd
the
say
design
S or
was-
A.
I was about to say. I mean, do we
Just
have it?
because
Do
of the
we
design.
do we know anything about it? Because
we know
right there with you,
literally
Jeremy.
nothing about them, which is why I don't think they should go higher than A. I think
Okay.
they are cool and a
That's
little
fair.
creative.
Yeah.
And
I love the fact that they're just like pure crystal.
Yeah, that's
they were super underutilized. It just felt like designers made them and they were like, cool, let's throw them in the movie. But since there's nothing that we really know about, and here I'll even look it up just to be fair, to see if I'm missing anything on the lore.
Yeah, because if we don't really know
Voltpixes-
much of, oh, go ahead.
Voltpixes are fox-like animals native to the mineral planet Crate. They live in caves under Crate's salt crust in groups called skulks. They're best known of nothing that we didn't already know from Last Jedi, like the fact that they live in caves and they're made of crystal.
I'm good with A. I'll
I'm fine with
concede.
It's a cool enough design.
It's a super cool design.
Yeah.
A fox made out of crystals. Like, are you kidding?
But
That's
it is
awesome.
it is no Charhound by a long shot.
I think if there was a deeper lore to it and there
Yes.
was more information,
Yes,
it would
yes.
be S tier.
Yes.
But the fact that it's just like, hey, these were in Last Jedi and they were kind of cool.
yeah,
So,
it's literally just let's take a fox and let's make it made of crystal.
Yeah.
Like it's just the visual and that's it. But the Charhound is let's take a Great Dane, give it 1,000,000 teeth, and it can breathe fire. You know, like Dog. Let's make a giant lizard that's also a good boy that can force bond with its owner. Like, you know.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm happy with that. All right, was that it? That was our last one.
That is it.
So go over our list now, Steven. What's
All
what's our take us from the bottom to the top?
Space Hell, which I thought would honestly be filled more, is the crab glider.
Yep. Mhm.
I can't even pronounce that. It's a space spider. Dianaga, which is the trash compactor tooth squid. Literally Satan himself. Dragax.
I hate those. When you said they travel in packs, I was just like, no.
Yeah.
He's just always really tired. He's always Dragax. Or Dragax. Yeah, Dragax. Sorry.
Quaking monkey lizard, which looks like Kermit on meth.
Yeah.
It always just reminds me of Dark Crystal every time I see this.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what
It's very much
I get
Jim
from it.
Henson design, but like a reject.
Yeah.
EOP, which is responsible for Piusa, but it also pooped on Jar Jar, so technically Jar Jar stepped in it. So if he had pooped on top of Jar Jar, he would go up to B tier at least.
Oh no, straight to S.
Blurg, which is a dewback crossed with an accordion.
Blurg, arg.
Frog Dog, which is just looks like a pug. If it was a frog. Yeah,
it looks like Cartman.
Faithier, which is just a
rabbit horse
with rabbit ears.
And this is the already forgotten category.
This is already forgotten. Dewback, which is just a large lizard or a large blurg, if you're wanting to use list logic. Coruscant ogre, which is
ogres or bears in the city.
It's just bears in the city. Hanadak, which is a baboon bear, literally by its own description. Womp Rat, which is just a large rat that Luke would bullseye at his T-16 back home on Tatooine. B for Bantha category is, of course, the Bantha, which is just a space cow in the desert. Coriamnus, which is a tree goat sloth. There you go. From the Star Wars Ewoks TV series, I think. Famba, which is what Gungans use to mount their siege weapons, which is pretty cool. I tell you what, if the Torton was what they used to mount their siege weapons, it'd go straight to S tier.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
it's even from a Naboo moon. That's so close.
Yeah, like it just needs some other element to take it to that next level. That's why it ended up there.
Take a Torton and a Famba, and you got an S tier. Bursa, which is an unassuming hyena, porcupine, bear thing, but it was saved from being shouldn't exist because it slaughtered Gungans.
Yep.
Sarlacc pit, iconic butthole in the sand. Porg, cute little penguin. Even though it was insufferable in its movie, it is cute.
It's cute.
But
didn't Chewbacca eat some?
Yeah, he did.
I think he did.
And 3 of them watched.
What a legendary.
Yeah. Vortex, have you not seen Siege Turtles from Guild Wars? Hold on. We're gonna take a quick break here.
Quick break. What's the Yeti guy? The what? What's it called? Wampa.
Yeah.
Wampa closes out the B for Bantha category.
Siege Turtle.
Siege Turtle
from Guild Wars 2. Dual cannon mounted turtle with a jetpack. This is from Guild Wars. That's from Guild Wars 1. That's what they used to look like back in my Luxon days. But now, today, yeah, super cool.
It's a great concept. Concept.
Love it. Okay. A tier, which is cute / cool / creative. We got the Accolade, which is the giant spider crab thing that tried to kill Obi-Wan. The Guest, which is Satan on the planet of Rhodia. Gundark, which is just a big red strong boy that has a temper tantrum, and
Hellboy Scorpion
with a penis tail.
He looks like that alien that Ben 10 turns into with the forearms.
Oh yeah,
I think he was just called Forearms.
His name was Forearms.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like I may be remembering this wrong, but maybe Incredibles when Jack turns into a demon thing.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. If he had 4 arms, yeah, absolutely.
Rat-Ghoul, which is bioweapon Sith zombies. Sith bioweapon zombies. Yes. Nexu, which is cats on the inside, also on the outside. Rancor, which tried to kill Luke, was killed. Also, really sad. The Rancor. There's a game called Star Wars Demolition from PlayStation 1 back in the day, back when Star Wars games were good. Where basically it was like Star Wars.
Fired.
What?
I said your laser bow's fired, like shots fired.
It was It was Twisted Metal Star Wars. It was Star Wars Twisted Metal.
That's cool.
And what Malekith was, maybe it was Malekith, something like that, was one of the characters you could play, and it was the tamer of Jabba's Rancor. And so in episode 6, you actually see him like mourning the death of his Rancor. And I had played Demolition. I was like, oh, the Rancor that you could play as in Demolition. I don't know. Star Wars game used to be good. I've already forgotten its name, but Crystal
Vulpix,
Fox.
right?
Vulpix. Yeah.
Vulpix is the name of the Pokemon fox. This is Vulpix.
Vulpix, yeah.
Yeah. And up in the Space Goat category, of which I would not change a thing, Ackdog, which is a large lizard that has the behavior of a dog that force bonds with its owner, even if they aren't a Jedi. Tauntaun, which is a space snow horse that Bill Hader can do a really good impression of from SNL. Charhound, which is a Great Dane. Did you say Doberman?
Doberman,
yeah. Great Dane Doberman that literally breathes fire.
It's
Varactyl,
Houndoom.
It's Houndoom.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it is. I'm starting to think that Star Wars creature designers are just taking from Pokemon.
They're just taking from Pokemon and are like, what if we made this real?
Because I think both the Charhound and Vulpix are very recent additions.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm on to you, Kathleen Kennedy. Varactyl.
When you copy somebody else's homework.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Varactyl is a giant good boy lizard that can climb like Spider-Man, but it has the head of a bird, and it saved Obi-Wan. Vornsker, which is a dog that can sense the Force and also has a poison tipped tail.
Hunger Games. That's what I'm thinking of. There's some sort of panther thing that's in Hunger Games.
Aren't they invisible though?
Yes. They can be visible, but they can go invisible too. That's what I'm thinking of when I look at that. But it's super cool either way.
And then
last but not least, the Crate Dragon. Gotta love it. This is a great list. The only ones that I wish you had put in. I think it's Loth Cats, right? From Rebels. I forget what planet the main where Ezra's from. I think they're Loth Cats. And then but I like it. This is a great list.
Thank you.
I love that we already have like 3 other ideas of Star Wars related lists like this we could do between droids, aliens, planets.
That's
I love
that's
it.
one of the things I love so much about Star Wars. It's such a dense and vast.
Thick.
It's a thick boy lore.
Thick lore.
Like it's dummy thick lore, and I love it. Because everything and everyone has a backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so cool, except for anything they made in the sequel trilogy, apparently, because they can just be like, yeah, it's
a crystal fox.
It's a crystal fox. That's literally all it is.
That's all you get.
It's great. I think droids is a great idea. And we will totally do that one. And definitely sentient species, because I'm excited to talk about Gamorreans.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's podcast and stream. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we do Chortlecast every Monday night, usually around 8:30 Central Standard Time. But that's not the only thing we do. Well, of course, we do this. We do all of the things we do here on chortlegames.com. That's our YouTube channel. We have Facebook and Twitter, both at Chortle Games, and then twitch.tv/Chortle_games, where we live stream. Of course, this is a live stream show. That's why we had people in chat like Vortex and Joe jumping in, chatting with us. But of course, this is not the only thing we do on the channel. We do live stream usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm actually going to be out of town Thursday and Friday, but I'm going to be So I'm wondering, Stephen, if we maybe do like a Tuesday or Wednesday night stream to make up, and then if you guys want to, pick and choose a Thursday or a Saturday to do for the other ones, we can do that. So but we'll figure it out. We'll keep you posted.
I have been holding off on playing the original trilogy on Lego Star Wars because I think it needs to be co-opted, and so I'm saving that for either live stream content or to play with Anna.
Okay.
But so
Porque no las dos, you know what I mean? Let Anna pop in and be your co-star.
I'll be available Thursday, but I think I'm leaving Saturday. Let me check the. No, I'm leaving Sunday.
Okay. So
we'll talk.
No Man's Sky Tuesday or Wednesday then? You think?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Let's try No Man's Sky Tuesday or Wednesday, and then sounds like y'all can do Star Wars Thursday, and then Steven, whatever you want to do Saturday.
It's not gonna be Returnal
or Friday, whichever one. Yeah, I do hate that went so south so fast because as I was playing it, I was like, I would love to play through this whole thing with Steven. And then it just crashed and burned so hard and so fast.
Yeah, I'd be willing. Like it had its problems that started to arise again, and I was frustrated with it. But I would be willing to play through it again, but not anymore. Did you keep it on yours?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I still have it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that I'm going to play it by myself, but like if you get enough distance from that incident, Jeremy, you know what happened, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So we're playing Returnal, right?
I saw you guys playing it. Yeah.
We did 2 runs, Steven. And the second run, we did really good on the first run. We lost to the boss of the first world or realm or whatever. It started off rough, but we ended up in a good place, I think.
I literally just picked up an item I needed.
Yes, yeah. And then suddenly out of nowhere, Steven's PlayStation bricks. Like, kicks him out, had to do a hard reset. I don't think you had to do an initialization or anything, did you? You didn't have to wipe it.
No,
it was rough, and Steven was just like, nope. Like I was already getting. Steven was getting frustrated, but like he was just saying, like you would have kept playing if I wanted to.
Oh yeah.
But after it almost killed your PS5, you were like, it's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it.
I will not trust this anymore.
I want to play the game. It's flawed, and I, being a roguelike connoisseur, it's not a good one. It's a good game. It's not a good roguelike.
It was way more fun with co-op, though.
Yes, it was. Yeah. But when it froze and I tried to close the game and it got locked trying to close the game, then I tried to manually shut down the PlayStation. It would not shut down, so I had to unplug the thing. Mm-hmm. And then when I started it back up, the sound for some reason was glitchy, like super glitchy. Okay. And so I'd reset my my Elgato and it fixed it.
Yeah.
But it was just like, no, never again.
It was a rough time. Steven, maybe you should play Pathways on Friday or Saturday.
I'd be up for that.
I think whatever you want to play, whatever you want to do. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So anyway, that's the plan for the week, folks. Be sure to tune in. Of course, subscribe, follow, like, whatever you do on whatever platform you like to watch us on. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.